Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Tuesday the 2nd of August 2022. Today was a match day. Carabao Cup. We lost 1-0. But before we get into that, I just want to let everyone know. So I told you in yesterday's video that Cambridge United had put on their website that they were selling tickets to away fans on the day. And it turns out that they were told in no uncertain terms to not do that. And yeah. So this is what Mill Tickets put on their Twitter account. You can see at the bottom, 783 fans went there. It says away tickets are now off sale everywhere. And someone says, Travis Knowles, whoever that is, says off sale everywhere. And he quotes the Cambridge United section from their website, and then they say error. So if you made the trip up there after watching my video, I must apologize to you. I hope you did eventually get in one way or another. Yeah, hopefully not many people were turned away. I don't know, sorry about that, but apparently it turns out the police told them to not do that, and I agreed. So let's actually get into the game, which is not much better. I actually went to this game today, that's why the video is a bit late. What would I say? I say it was a good day out, ruined by a game of football. And here's the match report from NewsatDen.co.uk. Cambridge United 1, Millwall 0. Millwall were eliminated in the first round of the Carabao Cup by League One outfit Cambridge United. Although they started as the better team, the Lions were unable to capitalise in the early stages, and improvement was needed after the restart. But instead, things got worse when Liam O'Neill scored from the edge of the penalty area to give the U's the lead. Soon after, George Honeyman was sent off for the second yellow card after a needless foul on Psycho Geno. While Gary Rowett's side created chances towards the end of the match, substitute Isaac Olofi was unable to convert any of them as the hosts run out 1-0 winners. Match details. The game started ominously when Tom Bradshaw blazed his effort miles over the Newmarket Road end in the opening minute. It was an unusual moment from the striker, and it soon became clear why. He immediately pulled up holding his groin and needed to receive treatment on the pitch. Physios deemed him unable to continue, and he was replaced by Isaac Olofi soon after. Mill dominated possession early on, but were unable to create any real chances. Mason Bennett saw one effort blocked before it could reach Cambridge goalkeeper Will Mannion, before firing another effort miles wide after 15 minutes. Olofi managed to combine with George Saville through the middle of the park, but once again his shot flew wide of the target. The Lions were dominant from set pieces against Stoke City, but they had no such luck in the first half at the Abbey. The U's were comfortable when defending corners, and the only time they looked vulnerable was when Sean Hutchinson broke free from his marker, but he headed wide. Cambridge began to grow into the game as half-time approached, although like Millwall they were unable to get a shot on target. Both sides became much more physical, with George Honeyman picking up a booking for pulling back Shiloh Tracy on the counter-attack just after the half-hour mark. When the whistle was blown for half-time, neither team had mustered a shot on target. If any game felt destined for penalties, it was this one. The start of the second half didn't follow the same trend, however. Both sides had good chances soon after the restart. Olofi hit the side net from a quick counter before Tracy started causing problems down the other end, almost forcing Hutchinson to turn the ball into his own net. Lewis simplified the resulting corner over the bar. The line started to edge closer and closer. Olofi picked up the ball inside the box, but couldn't get it out from under his feet. Instead, he had to turn and set up Wallace, whose curling effort looked destined for the top corner. Will he get a third goal against Cambridge in 2 games? Not this time, as Greg Taylor managed to divert it over the bar for a corner. Rowett's men couldn't capitalise. More often than not, if you don't take your chances, you end up paying a price. This certainly happened to Millwall, albeit in a more implosive fashion than many would have imagined. First, Cambridge took the lead on 57 minutes when O'Neill's low strike beat George Long from distance. Almost immediately after, Honeyman received a second yellow card for pulling back Psycho Jane, forcing the Lions to play the final third of the game with 10 men. With 15 minutes to play, it looked like the Lions would find a way back into the game. Jubril Okidenni's poor pass to Zeno Ibsen Rossi was intercepted by Alofi, but the substitute striker could only fire his shot straight at Mannion from a one-on-one. 3 minutes later, he would go one further by hitting the crossbar with a header from a free kick. Time was running out and Millwall's luck seemed to be as well. Even with an additional 6 minutes of added time, it felt like Millwall's fate had been sealed much earlier in the half. The full-time whistle sounded, the end of the Lions Carabao Cup campaign falling at the very first hurdle. Takeaways: one less competition to worry about. Rowett will, of course, be incredibly frustrated that Millwall were knocked out of the Carabao Cup. However, it gives the Lions one less competition to worry about. The prize money is minimal and the chances of reaching the latter stages are slim to none. Millwall will have an extra week to rest when many of their championship rivals will have to play second round ties. Sometimes you have to see the positives. Honeyman sees red. The most concerning moment from the game was when Honeyman picked up his second yellow card for a needless foul on Janneh. It means that he'll miss Saturday's trip to Sheffield United, a crucial match for Millwall against a top 6 rival. Given how important he's been in recent weeks, this feels like a hard blow. Defence isn't always the best form of attack. An early injury to Bradshaw didn't help, but Mill's attacking output was incredibly poor at the Abbey. The Lions failed to trouble Mannion's goal regularly enough to deserve anything from the game. Bennett and Alofi couldn't do anything with the minimal chances they had. What? A huge improvement will be needed for Saturday's game in South Yorkshire. So, let's, seeing as I actually went to the game, let's have a. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. I think that was Alofi's chance to set himself up in the Millwall side. It was given to him on a silver platter, and sadly he fluffed it. He had Isaac Alofi had 2 very, very good chances. The one that hit the side net in. Well, he actually had 4. He had the one that hit the side net in. He had the one-on-one, which he shot straight at the keeper. He had the header that he flicked onto the bar, and he had another one that he which was harder, but he just kicked it way over the bar. You really can't be doing that. And Tyler Burry was, when he was on the pitch, was saying to him, he was like doing something with his hands. I think he was saying, keep your chin up, keep your head up, don't worry about it. But you need to be scoring at least one of those chances. You've had 2 diamond chances and 2 very good chances, and you didn't score against a League One team. You need to be doing that, and it just feels like that was his chance, and it's been and gone. And I think we're gonna see he's probably gonna get released at the end of the season. Now he's probably might even go out on loan before then, and he can go off to League Two and find a good professional career in League Two. It's a shame, but that was it was just sad to watch. I mean, you want him to do well, and it just, I don't know if he's too tense or he's in his head, but that's part of the game as well. You need to be comfortable enough to perform when you need to perform. Not only that, but he appears to be injured now as well. He got injured. He was asking for the ball to be played down the channel. He sprinted after it, and he pulled up. And I was like, I thought it was his hamstring, but it turns out it was his calf. And he's again, when you've got that, I don't know if it's a strain or cramp, because I think he was trying to make out it was cramp. He didn't want to go off because obviously he played so poorly. He didn't want to go off, so he's like, oh, it's cramp. And he had a couple of bottles of water, and he carried on. But then Gary Rowett, in the end, just subbed him off anyway for Jake Cooper, even though Benicophobia was there, because obviously we don't want to risk Benicophobia because we're in a right situation now. Because Bradshaw appears to be injured, and let me just show you the team. Long, McNamara, Leonard, Hutchinson, Cresswell, Wallace, Evans, Saville, Honeyman, Bradshaw, and Olofi came on for Bradshaw. Tyler Burry came on for Leonard. Malone came on for Wallace, and then Cooper came on for Olofi, and Mason Bennett was there as well. But you'll notice in that no Zian Flemming. I'll tell you in a minute. As Zian Flemming is injured now. He's out for 3 weeks. Bradshaw's injured now. I think they said it was a groin strain, so he's going to be injured now. Olofi, is he injured or was it just cramp? So we've got 3 attacking players out injured now. Honeyman is suspended for 1 game. Ryan Leonard got a cut on his head, but he should be okay to play. Yeah, this was an all-round disaster for us. Yeah, it was an absolute disaster. But what can you do? So we have this from Gary Rowett. So Gary Rowett provided an update on Danny McNamara after Millwall's 1-0 defeat at Cambridge United. McNamara's current deal is set to expire at the end of the season. He's been subject to multiple bids from Championship rivals QPR. Having missed a win against Stoke, the right wing back was brought back into the starting lineup faced to use in the Carabao Cup. He played the full 90 minutes as the Lions were knocked out at the Abbey. Speaking after the match, Rowett provided an update on the 23-year-old's contract situation. It's very simple where we are, the Mill boss said. I would really like Danny to sign a new contract and settle down. Obviously, it's not a particularly great situation for him to be in, but I can't decide what happens next. I've got no problem with Danny, he's a great lad, I really want him to stay at the football club, but sometimes situations happen that make it difficult. What I've got to do at that point is to do the right thing for the team and make sure that I pick a team that's fully focused. I'm not saying Danny isn't, but he's a situation where we would like him to sign a new deal. So you see what he says there? He's in a situation where we would like him to sign a new deal. Almost intimating that he's not going to be playing until he signs a new deal. Kind of blackmailing him, I don't know, kind of weird, but now is that just going to go on until the end of the transfer window? I don't know, but funny business going on, and it's kind of sad because he was one of the better players tonight, but that's not saying much. So let's go on to Gary Rowett's comments about Zian Flemming. So this is from NewsatDen.co.uk. Millwall boss provides update on record signing. Millwall boss Gary Rowett has confirmed that Zian Flemming will be out to 2 to 3 weeks after picking up an injury over the weekend. The Dutchman missed Tuesday's 1-0 defeat to Cambridge United, which saw the Lions knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the first round. He just got a little injury, a grade 1 injury to his MCL, Rowett confirmed after the game. He just felt like grumbling for a week or two, felt in attack over the weekend when he came on. It's amazing that we got through all of pre-season. I felt last year was a horrific year for moments like that, and we've pretty much started the same. We hope it's not too bad, but it probably looks likely that 3 of those players will be out for the next game. What I just said. And one of those players will be Tom Bradshaw, who injured his groin in the first minute of the game while shooting for the ball. He felt his groin tighten quite quickly as he ran, Rowett said. Again, we'll assess that and see where he is, but hopefully it won't be too bad. And then they don't mention who the other player is who is injured, but I imagine that's Isaac Loffy. Or maybe it's Honeyman. So yeah. Missing some big players for the next game at Sheffield United, which is not ideal. So let's get into this now. I'm going to get it out of the way. I'm not going to do it in tomorrow's video. This is what happened in the game today. You can see here, look at this. We had 15 attempts, they had 7. 8 to 4 in open play, 7 to 2 in set pieces. We had twice as many shots as them, but you'll see why we didn't do too well with them. So they had a conversion rate of 14 because they got 1 goal out of 7 shots. They were mostly going down the left hand side, and we were mostly going down our right. That's a bit skewed there because Tom Bradshaw literally. So from the kickoff, we kicked it long over the top to Tom Bradshaw. He ran onto it but couldn't stop it from going out for a goal kick. From that goal kick, we did the same thing, kicked it over the top to Tom Bradshaw. He ran through again, actually got on it this time, and skied it up and out the ground. And that's where he did that. That's where he got injured. Number 9, blue. That's Tom Bradshaw. Yeah, some funny stuff. Here are the match events, as you can see. If you look in the top left and top right by the club badges, you can see the average player rating for the teams. It's 6.71 for Cambridge United, 6.27 for Millwall. So Cambridge United were the better team, according to the stats from WhoScored.com. For Millwall, 5.1 for Honeyman, as he got sent off. 5.8 for Long. That's so. It seems there's something wrong with the goalkeeping there, because that is a low score. So what happened here? Total shots. Who had the shots? Isaac Loffy had 5 shots. 5. And the defenders as well. They couldn't really get a clean headers from set pieces and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with their ground. I went to Cambridge United for the friendly in 2017, I think it was. I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure. I think they've shortened the pitch, because the away goal, or the goal in front of the away stand, is now 25 yards away from the stand, and there's like a massive amount of grass there, and it looks weird. I think they've shortened their pitch for this season. Probably trying to style of play to help break up the play to stop teams from passing it around, and it certainly worked with us because we didn't really pass it around that much. Possession wise, equal. Look, we just edged it 50 to 49. Hutchinson was on the ball most for us, 7.6. Saville as well, 7.3. Pass success, yep, they were higher than us, 71 to 65. McNamara, 73. Cresswell, 80. Good stuff. Dribbles, 4 and 4. Aerials, 28 to 41. Yeah, we were very aerial. There was a lot of that going on. Hutchinson with 12 aerials. Cresswell with 5. Now Cresswell was in the EFL team of the week this week. I forgot to pull it up, but he was in that team. Tackles 10 to 13. So getting stuck in there. Everyone. McNamaras with 5 tackles. That's what he does. That's what he does. He can tackle people. Corners 1 to 8. How is it? I don't think this is working properly. How is George Long taking a corner? There's something wrong with this. I don't know what's going on with that. It's a dispossessed 9 to 6. Mason Bennett got dispossessed 5 times in that game. Well, that's not good. Let's move on now to the player stats, where we might get some. So we've just seen George Long's rating is in the gutter, so we'll have a little check to see why that is. So this is Cambridge. These are all the players who've had shots for Cambridge, 7 of them. How many shots were on target? 2. So they had 2 shots on target and scored 1 goal. So that's 50% of your shots that you've had on towards you have gone in. Should he have done better with that? Probably. I mean, you need to cover your corners if you're a goalkeeper. There's no point standing in the middle of the goal. You need to cover your corners, bottom corners, top corners. That's where the goals are going to go in. You need to cover it, and it was kind of like a grass cutter shot from the O'Neill for Cambridge United, and he got in that bottom left corner right inside the post. It was magnificent. Wasn't hit that hard. It was just placed right in the corner. So I imagine that's why George Long's rating is 5.78. You need to cover those corners, son. One thing I would say that I noticed when the goalkeepers were warming up, see they were putting crosses in for George Long to kind of jump up and grab, putting in shots for him to jump up and grab and stuff like that. But the people who were doing that for him were Andy Marshall and Bart Biakowski, and several times their efforts went nowhere near a goal. I think Andy Marshall may have hit one into the away fans. He just ballooned it up and over. So I'm just thinking, when the goalkeepers do their goalkeeping warming up before the game, might be a good idea to get one of the outfield substitutes to come over and actually put the balls in for them, something like that. Because they just seem to be fucking dicking around there. Like, probably 50% of the balls they put in actually were serviceable for George Long to try and save them. Just something I noticed. So for us, Sean Hutchinson got the highest rating for us, 7.20. And then Danny McNamaras, 7.01. So let's have a look at the shots and shots on target for us, because there you can see Isaac Lobby 5 shots, 1 on target. That was the one that he hit, 1-on-1 that he had, where he hit it straight at the goalkeeper. I mean, you need to be doing better than that. It's, yeah. But look at everyone else though. Look at everyone else. Hutchinson with 2, Murray Wallace with 2, Saville, Cresswell, Leonard, Mason Bennett, George Evans, Tom Bradshaw. Not a shot on target. Only 1 shot on target from all of these shots that we took. Hey. That is diabolical. So we've seen the ratings. How many touches? These players had the most touches. Again, mostly defensive players. Let's move on to the offense. We've seen shots and shots on target. Offsides. Okay. Defensively, tackles, McNamara. Interceptions, clearances, Hutch with 5, Murray Wallace with 3, 2. Block shots. So you can see 1 block shot from Sean Hutchinson. So Cambridge United had two shots on target. Hutch blocked 1, and the other one was a goal. So that explains why Hutchinson had got a high rating, and why George Long got a low rating. Passing wise, this shouldn't look too good. Let's have a look at key passes. Key passes, George Saville with 4. Maybe this is a chance for George Saville to get in the team. and fill in when Honeyman is suspended this Saturday. So players with the most passes: Hutchinson, Cresswell, Saville. And you can see Cresswell 49 passes, 79% accuracy. Decent stuff. McNamara 30 and 73. Well, that's good as well. Mason Bennett 20 and 70. Not bad. So crosses and accurate crosses. George Saville again 6 and 4. Nice stuff. But McNamara not. 4 and 0. Mason Bennett 3 and 0. George Honeyman 3 and 2. But again with the crossing, Mario Wallace 2 and 0. Sean Hutchinson 1 and 0. So not only were the shots not on target, the crosses were not accurate. Long balls and accurate long balls. So George Long, goalkeeper, 22 and 7. That's not that good. That really isn't that good. That is what, around a third? 33%. Okay. Sean Hutchinson 9 and 2. Cresswell better 9 and 4. George Saville 8 and 3. Mason Bennett 2 and 2. Okay. So that kind of rounds it up. What can you say? What can you say? Just a shit day all round. Player suspended for the next game. Couple of players injured, maybe 3. Yeah, the cursed game. Not what we wanted at all. And what happens to Isaac Olofi now? You won't get an easier game than that unless we get someone in non-league in the FA Cup in January. But I mean, when you play like that and you get that many chances, you need to do something with them. And even though maybe it's on his mind, there's too much pressure on him, he's worried about doing it and doing it well. That's still part of it. That's, if you've got the physical ability but your head's not right, then you're not right. But yeah, it was just really upsetting to see Isaac Olofi just blow his big opportunity to cement himself in the Millwall side. It really was sad. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.